Welcome to your daily global markets educational analysis for January 18th, 2026. Today we're going to explore observed transatlantic commercial tensions, the recent behavior in key commodities, and reported activity within crypto wallets. Remember, this is for financial education only and is not investment advice. For objective daily analysis just like this, make sure to subscribe. Let's begin with the observed macro context. Over the past day, we've seen reports of transatlantic commercial tensions gaining attention. In response, U.S. index futures are indicating some opening pressure, and we're observing a relative appreciation in traditional safe haven currencies. This activity comes as central banks prepare for their upcoming key meetings, which are always a focal point for market participants. In the commodity space, we're seeing a response to traditional coverage demand, a classic reaction during times of uncertainty. As we look at the broader map, we can see how different sectors are reacting to these pressures. How do you interpret these sector-specific movements based on the public data available? Now, let's take a closer look at commodities and their technical behavior. There's been notable activity in precious metals, largely driven by the traditional safe haven demand we just mentioned. It's a textbook example of capital-seeking perceived stability. Meanwhile, the oil market appears to be consolidating after its previous significant movements. This price action seems to be caught between two narratives: ongoing geopolitical supply factors on one side, and the introduction of new supply flows on the other. Analysts are observing price ranges that seem to be defined by specific news events, creating clear boundaries on the charts. When you look at the charts, what kind of supply and demand relationship do you identify at these current levels? Shifting gears to the crypto market, we're observing some differentiated activity among digital assets. Reports on large wallet movements are showing a mixed picture. On one hand, there's evidence of structural long-term accumulation. On the other, we're also seeing tactical sales, possibly for profit-taking or repositioning. From a technical standpoint, it's interesting to observe the interplay between long-term exponential moving average supports, which many traders watch, versus historical resistance zones where selling pressure has previously emerged. As these large players make their moves, what kind of institutional behavior do you perceive in these dynamics? Now let's highlight 10 educational technical areas to study over the next 12 hours. First, precious metals, where we continue to observe traditional coverage demand. Second, U.S. indices, which are showing that opening pressure we discussed. Third, financial bank stocks, which are reporting elevated trading volume. Fourth, retail brokerage platforms, which are showing a sensitivity to volatility. Fifth, crude oil, where geopolitical supply factors remain a key variable. Sixth, Bitcoin, which is interacting with a key structural support level on the charts. Seventh, Ethereum, where we can see some observed divergences on common indicators. Eighth, the broader whale activity, showing that dynamic between accumulation and distribution. Ninth, safe haven currencies, particularly noting the pressure on pairs like USD and GBP/USD. And 10th, energy refineries, where new supply flows are being observed. I encourage you to pull up the charts and study each of these areas using your own preferred technical tools. Finally, let's touch upon some emerging development spaces that are showing activity. The field of on-chain analysis continues to be a hot topic, providing deep insights into wallet behavior and network data. We're also seeing continued development in real asset tokenization, especially within the energy and commodities sectors, bridging the gap between physical assets and the digital world. And third, hybrid brokerage fintech, which aims to seamlessly integrate traditional and crypto asset trading. When reviewing these spaces, look for progressive volume, check the moving averages, and always stay updated on sector-specific news. To recap, today we explored the educational aspects of commercial tensions, the dynamics of safe haven commodities, and the institutional chess match playing out in crypto. Tomorrow we'll be watching for the release of key macro data. In the comments, let us know what technical pattern you are currently studying. For more daily educational content, be sure to subscribe. As a final reminder, this content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always consult with authorized professionals and do your own research.